This is a Porsche Taycan, and I got the chance to drive one at the SMMT, or Society for Motor Manufacturers and Traders test day at the Millbrook Proving Ground. We got the chance to drive on the high-speed Bull, check out the car's overall handling and dynamics, and its rather impressive braking, including regen braking. We also got the chance to take it up onto the hill route and see the car's sort of handling and dynamics, as well as a little bit of its acceleration potential, and even its remarkable air suspension. We checked out the different drive modes and a load of other things, so that's what this video is. It's a bit of a less standard style that is kind of just taking you along for the ride, but I did want to give you a brief introduction to the Taycan first. The Taycan, if you don't know, is a rather premium or luxury full battery electric vehicle. The model I was driving was the Taycan 4S, which is the all-wheel drive version with, give or take, around about 500 horsepower. Using launch control, it gives you a little bit extra, but on the road and while you're already driving, you get, I think it's just shy of 500, and that's plenty. Taking a look inside, and yes, the door handles do pop out when you unlock the car, it's a rather nice place to be. Being a 80 to 120,000 pound car, you would kind of hope so, at least for this Taycan 4S, and like I said, it's a very nice place to be. Of course, you have the full suite of digital cockpits, both from directly in front of you with a very nice curved display with some rather nice viewing angles and graphics, but also you have full displays both in the center console next to you to control things like the climate, but you also have displays across the full length of the dash if you option that in. Otherwise, the seats are actually quite a nice fit. They fit me quite nicely without being too tight, but still nice and supportive. And you even have back seats because, yes, this is a four-door, and you can fit adults in the back without too much problem. You even have a pretty reasonable amount of boot space, which for a car that goes this quickly is actually quite impressive. Now, I think that's enough of me talking, so let's jump onto the high-speed Bull and head around the track, and we'll go from there.
So like all electric cars, now you've got lots of torque.
Yeah.
We run synchronous motors, so there are, on the rotor it's already charged magnets, so it's not an electromagnet on both. We're also running square wires on the stator, which means you have a greater volume of copper and less volume of air, which is important because you need to get less heat.
Yeah.
And the heat leads to inefficiency.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to minimise the heat build up in the car and make it as efficient as it can.
Yeah.
So we're cruising along in normal mode. The damping's in normal. You can see that the driver's majority of it's going into the rear. I'll get you to pop it into sport mode. So turn the dial one click. That changes the throttle map, so you might find that you need slightly less power to maintain the same speed.
I just felt
tickling it.
Yeah.
Tickling it. It will now. So we have a gearbox in the rear axle.
Yeah.
So it will start to use it more often, depending on the level of acceleration and the speed you're travelling at. It's also firm the ride, so you might be able to feel a little bit more.
Just a bit, yeah.
Okay. So try one more click clockwise. And that's moved you into Sport Plus. So now you can definitely feel more patter.
Yeah.
It's also lowered the ride.
Okay.
So it's because it's got the 3-chamber air suspension on it.
Yeah.
So it lowers the car down to lower its centre of gravity. It now uses first gear in the axle more often. Doesn't increase the sensitivity of the gas pedal any further. And it turns the electric sport sound on. Both of the sport modes have the recuperator on. So if you come off the gas now, you'll feel like the car's slowing down. So you can see the green band. Yeah. And it feels like you have engine braking. Yeah. Like you would,
normal.
You'd expect.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if you look at the range of the car, it suddenly dropped to 193.
Yeah.
So we haven't done, 20 odd miles in 2 minutes.
Yep.
So I thought you were going much faster than I did.
Yeah, that's very wrong.
But you can see how much it's dropped.
Yeah.
So pop the car back into normal mode. And you see that the range has gone up.
It's back up, yeah.
Okay, now if you ease off the gas now, you feel like the car's rolling.
Yeah.
So you haven't got that, in inverted commas, engine braking.
Yeah.
and you can see on the band there, it's not going round. So what it's doing now is it's harvesting the electricity and thousands of times a second putting it straight back into the motor, give you the illusion of rolling.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, now we're going to go the next stage anti-clockwise. So you're going to range mode. So this is about maximising the range in the car.
Yeah.
So this turns down some of the systems that draw a lot of amps. Heat, air conditioning, heated seats, even the bass on the stereo. Slightly reduce that to maximise the amount of distance you can get in the car. It also keeps the recuperation as it was. It lowers the car because then it makes it aerodynamically more efficient.
Yep.
It has made it front wheel drive because it's more efficient to pull.
Yeah.
Okay? Now if you gently accelerate, it stops you wasting electricity as well, because it won't let you go above. It's currently set for 60 on this one.
Right.
So if you accelerate up to 60,
it's not gonna.
It now ignores you.
Yeah.
So when you ease off, it doesn't slow down very much, and doesn't allow you to go any quicker. If you stamp the gas pedal down, it will override that. So just try that briefly, and then it will take off. So in an emergency situation, you can still accelerate yourself out of trouble.
Yeah.
So that's all of the modes. Pop it back into normal mode, and then bring the car up to 80. And then you can come out of lane if it's clear.
Pop up one?
Yeah. So this is a very good cruising speed. No, effortless. You feel the ride quality is nice. The car feels unbelievably composed.
It does. You don't feel much in the way of the surface. Whilst it still feels. Let's say I have confidence in it rather than feeling like it's wallowing around.
Absolutely. And the steering's got feel, but it's not vibrating.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't really know how they achieve that, but no, as I said earlier, the thing that makes a Porsche for me stand out more than anything else is the fact that the steering is just miles better than any other brand.
Yeah.
So we'll take it up to 100. Still doesn't wallow.
Yeah.
Now if you pop it into sport mode, you feel a little bit more of the patter again.
Yeah.
With all Porsches, they need to do 60 to 0 in half the time they take to go from 0 to 60.
Yeah.
It's something that doesn't get out into the wild world that much, but it's something that they insist on in terms of just where they think the car should be. So we'll go around here.
Yeah.
And we won't break down to 0, but I'll get you to give a pretty heavy brake so you get a feel for how good the brakes are in the car.
Okay.
Anything up to 0.4 of a G is done with the electric motor. Beyond that, it's done using the brakes. So the fly-by-wire brake system. So come in behind and then brake as hard as you can. That's it, and then ease off. And it's just bang.
Damn.
Not moving around. You're on a slight curve here, but it's just like doof.
Yeah, and you can feel that it's not just the friction brakes doing it. You do get a progressive feel as you go down. So yeah.
So the fly-by-wire brake system is pretty impressive because it feels like normal brakes.
Yeah, it does.
So we're going to come over to the left. We don't turn off just yet.
Okay.
But it's the programming in that. We're going to bear off to the left. So that fly-by-wire brake system is used in all of the cars they make, apart from Macan and 718.
Right.
So 911's running it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's only got hydraulic brakes.
Yeah.
But all the hybrid cars run it.
Yeah. I find it interesting. You can still feel the sort of texture through the brake pedal. It's not like it's. Some of the EVs, obviously not the same technology, but you do feel that almost numb brake pedal by comparison. This you can still feel.
It almost feels like there's a vibration of the motor coming through the brake pedal, and I don't know how they managed to achieve that.
Yeah.
But you can almost feel like the electricity being harvested coming back through the pedal.
Yeah.
Clearly you can't. But
but you get the sensation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Air suspension in the front doesn't make a huge amount of difference.
Yeah.
But on the rear, it means you can program the car to effectively release the strength of the spring when it goes over a bump that the front's already hit.
Yeah.
So when you go over these,
wow.
and we've been over these in cars where it makes your fillings fall out.
Yeah. Oh.
Remember the corset?
Yeah, we went over them by accident earlier, and it's quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Pop it into sport mode, so we firm the ride up, and we'll go over the next lot.
Yeah.
You feel that it's firmer,
yeah,
but it's still not uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's still compliant without being difficult.
Yeah.
I'm.
So this car's not got Porsche dynamic chassis control.
Right.
So Porsche dynamic chassis control will keep this car even flatter.
Yeah.
Because it's got effectively infinitely adjustable anti-roll bars.
Yeah.
Which means that the car is softer and more supple in a straight line because they're disconnected, but they just keep increasing in their strength as you start to load the car.
Yeah.
Through the corners. You can give it a little blast here if you want.
Yeah, that. Like I said, I drive an S4. It's got 330 horsepower, so I'm used to a bit of poke, but especially with the electric motors and the instant torque, that's.
Yeah, and the thing is because it's a synchronous motor.
Yeah.
So it's not two electromagnets working against each other. You get even quicker response. So we're actually going to bear off to the left here.
Down there.
Yeah.
Okay. Even in sport, it's remarkably usable. It's not, you put a bit too much in and you're in a hedge. It's still manageable.
It's not ludicrous. Because actually in town, in sport mode, it is a little bit.
Yeah, you would leave it in normal, but it's not. It wouldn't hurt you.
1, 2, 3 exit over.
And surprisingly, quite good visibility.
How do you mean?
For a lot of the more sports supercars, if you sit in an Aston Martin and you can't really see much of anything. You're sunk in the floor and all that. I can imagine.
Glass house.
Yeah, I can imagine actually driving this out and about and not being worried about, the size, hitting anything.
Because it is quite a big car, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be honest.
So that's a look at the Porsche Taycan. This has been a bit of a different style of video than I would normally do, as the experience that I got to have was pretty much this. I didn't really have the chance to do the usual sit and talk to camera, so if you liked it, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, and if you'd like to see me do more content on the Taycan, as I'm sure I would be more than happy to, feel free to let me know that in the comments down there too. If you want to see more videos from the SMMT test day, including more, let's say, accessible electric vehicles like the Honda E, the Fiat 500e, the Mini Electric, and the Corsa E, then do check out those videos as they should already be up on the channel. And I do have a video coming out on driving the Porsche Cayman as well, so make sure you're subscribed with the bell notification icon turned on for that. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you all in the next one.